Once, in a city near the railway station, lived a beggar. He survived by asking for alms from passengers waiting at the station. One day, as he was going around begging, he noticed a well-dressed rich man sitting there. The beggar thought, "This man looks really wealthy. If I ask him for alms, he might give me a lot of money." With that hope, the beggar approached the rich man and asked for help. The rich man looked at him and said, "Do you only ask from people all the time? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive by asking people for help. I don't have anything to give to anyone." The rich man said, "If you don't have anything to give, why should anyone give anything to you? I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer, I will give you something in return. If not, I can't give you anything." With that, he got off the train and walked away. The beggar kept thinking about the businessman's words. No one had ever said something like that to him before, and he realized it wasn't an insult. It was true. If he had nothing to offer, why should others give to him? He thought, maybe this is why people don't want to give me money, because I have nothing to offer them in return. But he wondered, what can I, a beggar, give to anyone? He spent 2 whole days thinking about this, without begging from anyone. Then, while sitting by the station, he noticed some flower bushes growing nearby. An idea came to him. What if, instead of just asking, I give each person a flower? The next day, he picked some flowers and started begging again, offering a flower to each person who gave him money. People were pleasantly surprised and smiled when receiving the flowers. This became his new habit. Every day, he picked flowers and gave them to people in exchange for alms. Over time, he noticed that people began giving him more money than before. But once he ran out of flowers, the donations stopped. One day, as he was begging on the train, he saw that same businessman again. Excitedly, he ran to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. Please accept these flowers before you give me anything." The businessman smiled, gave him some money, and said, "You have become a businessman, just like me." That moment stayed in the beggar's heart. He thought, how did I become a businessman? Then it struck him. He had discovered the secret of success. He got off the train, looked up at the sky, and shouted, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I too can be rich." People nearby thought he had gone crazy. After that day, he was never seen at the station again. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men met at the same station. They shook hands. One said, "Do you recognize me?" The other replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "This isn't our first meeting. Think again. We've met not once, but twice before." The second man thought for a moment and then said, "Oh, now I remember. You were the beggar, the one I once told that you must give something to receive, and then I bought flowers from you." The first man laughed. "Yes, I was that beggar. But now I run a flower business. I'm going to another city today for my business." He continued, "You once told me, it's nature's law. We receive only when we give. I used to think of myself only as a beggar, but after your words, I realized people weren't giving me alms. They were paying for the flowers. I started with a few, but as I earned more, I bought more flowers and expanded my business. Now I'm a successful businessman, all thanks to understanding that one rule." The 2 men smiled, shook hands again, and went their separate ways. Moral of the story: This story teaches us that when we follow the natural rule of giving before receiving, our lives can change. The beggar transformed into a businessman not by luck, but by changing his mindset. When we change our thinking, we change our lives. If we dream big, we can achieve big things. The beggar always saw himself as small, but once he saw his true value, he became successful. So, change your thoughts and your life will follow. If you like this story, don't forget to like, comment, and share.